The best way to stay stagnant is to not have variety in your life. If you're going about your days doing the same things with the same people, having the same conversations and experiences, you're gonna get bored or you're gonna get triggered as soon as something different happens. So when life changes, which is inevitable, you don't know what to do. You lose yourself. You get triggered. You go into fight or flight mode. You hide, or whatever your trauma response is not helpful. And so there's something that happens when you connect your brain and body and remind it that variety is good and is a normal part of life. And you accept it with grace, with love, with open arms. You're not fighting it. Whenever I encounter somebody who is triggered or in a state of trauma, I always encourage something physical. Because the worst thing that can happen is that you get stuck in a traumatic response to the point that it feels like it's normal life. This is just who I am. I'm an anxious person and that's just normal and that's just fine. It's no big deal. To me, that's the saddest. It is a big deal. It is not normal. It's normalized because you've been experiencing it for so long, but it doesn't have to be a regular part of your life in that way. What happens when we move physically and give our body variety, it connects us to our brain again and reminds us of all these new possibilities. There are literally neural pathways in your brain making connections as you push your body to do something hard or just something new. You're doing something different, and that is enough to cause your brain to do something different, to create something new, to make new connections, to come up with new ideas, to calm down, to reinforce positive thoughts and feelings instead of negative ones. It doesn't have to be that difficult, but it does have to be strategic. And now, I have a problem with stagnation. I just don't like to feel stagnant. And when I do get there, it's almost like a trigger for me. And I realize, okay, I'm feeling stagnant. That means I need to do something different. And the easiest way to do something different is to physically move your body in a different way than you're used to. So I physically challenge myself from time to time just to create variety, to create new pathways in my brain and new experiences for my body so that I can clear my mind, I can think differently, I can increase my creativity, I can increase my problem solving skills. And listen, this practice, this is the thing that makes or breaks your relationships. When you are exhausted and tired of the same old, as they say, dealing with your spouse or your children or your mom, it doesn't really matter. When you have had enough and you're ready to explode or throw the towel in,
it's some real work.
6-pack on his way.
if you know that the practice of variety will shift your energy in such a major way, it makes all of those things so minute that you can easily recover. You can say, oh, had a tough day with the kids today, but that's okay. Tonight after this stretching, I will feel completely different in the morning after I get some rest. Or this relationship is going haywire. It's not working. I don't even know what to do. But a physical challenge will cause your brain to come up with new ideas, with new resolutions for you. And this practice physically needs to bleed over into your relationships. And what I mean by that is to practice variety in your relationships. Like, when is the last time you learned something new? This was me learning something new, how to do tough things for myself, use my muscles differently, because it was fun, and it creates a practice that has long-term benefits for me and my friends and family in all my relationships. So when's the last time you learned something new? And when is the last time you learned something new that was about your relationship? So when is the last time you learned a new way to say I love you, as Jill Scott goes? When's the last time you learned a new way to resolve conflict, or a new way to soothe your loved one? A new way to express your feelings, or a new, maybe more loving way to express your boundaries? A new way to communicate when emotions are high, or when you're just tired and don't feel like it. When's the last time you took the time to learn something new that will influence, in a good way, how smooth your relationships run? If your body and brain is in order, in connection with each other, then that will give you a better, much better opportunity to be connected with people outside of you. There is no connection in your relationships with other people if you are not first connected internally. That's where it starts.
Completed. Well, gotta remove this stuff, but